The boy Dub Deuce in the building.
What up, what up, what up? It is that guy Dub, and I'm back with another video. How you guys doing? At the end of the day, shouting, I'm good money. And today, we got a special guest in the building. Uncle Grape Ape, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, good sir? How you doing over there, man?
Man, chilling like an Eskimo in the snow with no clothes, smoking a Newport indoors, you dig?
Thanks for me, man. Goddamn, man. Thank you for having me, though, good brother.
Yeah, you saying the pleasure's all mine, man. So how's everything going with you?
Oh, man, chicken today, feathers tomorrow, man. You know, we can't always get the bird, man. Sometimes you... But I'm good, though. I ain't gonna complain about nothing, though.
I did that. Well, we're gonna start off you said things a little like this. You said we got everything going on with the thing in Chicago, because you know we was talking about Chicago. You said last time we tried this, and you said recently we had a turn of events where you said a young lady or a mother, she was in a chicken spot trying to get some food. You said a young fella decided to get Brody with her, hit her in the face 3 times, and got popped by her 14-year-old son. Now there's mixed reviews online. And you saying my first thing is, what's your particular take on that?
I would have shot Buddy too over my mama. I mean it's unfortunate he had to lose his life behind it, but I mean it's just it's a sad situation all the way around, because he was somebody's son, he was somebody's father too, but he ain't had no business on that woman like that neither. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like any valiant son would have came to that mother defense. Maybe not to that extent, but that's Chicago. That's a different kind of beast.
I mean, I feel you on that. I was actually looking at Facebook a second ago. I was looking at Don P. You shout out to Club Pizzle. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about if it had been him, he'd still be in jail because he shot everybody, including the mofo that was recording.
Right? Yeah.
He disagreed.
Yeah. We live in a time now to where they'd rather catch the death or the assault on film rather than trying to intervene and trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop the situation from going that far. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather, world star.
Right. I mean, unfortunately, that's the kind of world we live in right now. And I mean, it's sad because you see people use it even to the point where people want to record themselves giving homeless people money just for you saying, like, I've been in this social media space for a long time now. You saying I've done a lot on social media. That is not now, nor will it ever be one of those things that I do.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, man. If you do it, you know what I mean, without wanting to be recognized for the shit, or you kind of watering yourself down. You know, the people out in I want to say Russia, what they do, they leave bags on the fence post, food, hygiene stuff, and it's like a fence post all the way down. There's nothing but bags. They leave them in the middle of the night, and the next day the homeless people come and get them. No cameras, no none of that shit. Just humanity. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I like that. You know, because but it's crazy because you look at the comment section on people that have done that. Then when they stop doing it on camera because they get all the backlash for doing it on camera, then they still get backlash for not doing it on camera.
Right. If you do, somebody always gonna have something to say, no matter what it is.
Exactly.
You know, in some places, man, it's against the law to even feed the homeless people. However you do. Yeah.
I mean, crazy as hell. Because I mean, just look at it right now. Because right now, another thing that we got going on in the news is the thing with the submarine. Unfortunately, God rest the dead. But you know what I'm saying? I was talking to my brother, and you said he gave me an anecdote, but put it in like a Cat Williams perspective. He was like, I feel if you get killed in a submarine, if you pay $250,000 to get killed in a submarine, if you pay $250,000 to get killed in a submarine and didn't do no research, I think God's will has been done, and you wanted to meet your maker.
Man, listen, it's a lot more to that story than what, you know what I mean, what 90% of the people probably have no idea. It's a whole lot behind that story, going all the way back to the original Titanic and J.P. Morgan and the current emails that just got deleted and the Epstein thing and the start of the Federal Reserve Bank. All of that shit is for a reason. And to be honest, I feel like it as far as, like, you got to think about it. It was fun about David Rockefeller, right? One of the richest men in the world. You could make a better submersible for your people. It's a lot more to it than that. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you want to jump down that rabbit hole, but
you want to stay monetized. I mean,
yeah. So I ain't gonna say. You know me, Grape Ape, take it there.
And usually I don't have no problem with it. We try to stay monetized right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't gonna shoot. Yeah, man. They gonna come for you.
But like the whole thing with that is just like my thing is like me personally, I don't have $250,000. You saying in liquid assets right now, but if I'm spending $2.50, I'm gonna do my research on the shit that I'm purchasing.
Man, listen, man. I mean, you know, they say that they went down a 6-hour trip with only 8 hours of oxygen.
I thought it was 96 hours of oxygen.
From what I was told, it was 8 hours of oxygen. Okay, so what I've been hearing is that the whole incident happened almost a week before they announced it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that had already happened, but they held it back from the news because of some other things that was going on.
Right, because
story, like
the thing with Trump's going on right now, so a lot of people are talking about that right now.
I mean, and then another thing too, you know, on the 4th of July, they got that movie, that Mel Gibson movie coming out, the Sound of Freedom. You know what I mean? They want a whole bunch of distractions to they've been trying to stop the movie. They have stopped the movie coming out for like 5 years.
Right. And segueing it back to what we were talking about initially was using about feeding the homeless.
Yeah.
Now, we've sent millions and billions and billions of dollars over to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Not to you say I don't know how much in resources we spent with our Navy and Coast Guard looking for this submersible, but you feed the homeless? Are you kidding me right now?
Man, listen. They just put in a proposal to send 500 million more today. After the 6.2 billion just came up magically missing.
That is insane.
Yeah, I mean, just even with one deposit out of all the billions that they give them, 1 billion can feed the homeless in this country several years. You know what I mean?
I mean, but y'all sitting here, y'all trying to lock motherfuckers up for PPP loans, but y'all literally are doing the exact same thing to sending our money to other countries.
Man, all of that shit is to me, in my opinion, all of that shit is just money laundering. We looking at a high profile money laundering scheme right now, right in front of our eyes.
Oh yeah, and like
it's bright because you know they got the old man by the balls. You know, like send it. They man, I mean, and more of that is coming out every day in the news. Like they got recordings and tape conversations and all kinds of stuff. And to me, it's hush money. You know what I mean? They breaking the same laws that they'll put us. I mean, look at Hunter Biden. Look at this contrast what Donald Trump had to go through twice, and all of a sudden Hunter Biden took a plea in federal court already. Where was his walk of shame? Where was his mugshot, his handcuffs, his prints? Where was the arrest and the raid? How are you already taking a plea deal in a federal case?
I mean, and like that's what I was thinking. Like when it came to that too, because I was like, okay, everybody was excited to see this perk walk, or you saying from Trump and everything like that. And I've always been of the notion of whether it was if Hillary did it, lock her ass up. If Joe Biden did it, lock his ass up. Hunter Biden, lock his ass up. Give Hunter Biden that same smoke that Trump got. You say I'm equal opportunity, just like I was arguing with somebody yesterday because they were talking when I was talking about the Chicago thing, and they was like, well, it seems like they say it's Black Lives Matter, but when they kill each other, it don't matter. I'm like, dude, you are a fucking moron.
You know, that's their go-to argument anytime. Go-to argument anytime. Why does it matter when you guys kill each other?
Right. But but I was sitting there, like I said, saying it was like that I don't give a damn whether you one of those MAGA moron nut jobs that stormed the Capitol or use one of those Black Lives Matter morons that destroyed your own fucking city to contradict the point you were trying to fucking make. Y'all's asses need to be in jail. Period. Full stop.
Yeah, treat everybody needs to be held accountable for their actions and their crimes all the way across the board. No matter if you did something wrong, cut their ass up. Red, blue, Democrat, Republican. Lock their ass up.
Independent, third party, libertarian, Tea Party, it don't even matter. Now, before we get back kicked and everything, I want to introduce my newest sidekick to the show. You see Lil Dub over here.
See you got the action figure?
Yes, sir.
It's bulky as hell too. He hella clean.
Yeah. On the back and say Thursday for the culture.
Oh yeah, he hella hard.
Oh yeah.
Who did that? The one dude? What's his name?
Shout out to CIA Customs, Denver Morales.
Yeah, Denver Morales. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my guy.
Yeah, that motherfucker hard.
Oh hell yeah! You say you say he ain't really taxing like that either. You say he work you out a good deal.
Yeah, man. I hollered him about making me a grape animal one time, man. The way my money been looking lately, shit, man. I better go ahead and draw me a picture. Think about going back to the club.
Oh hell yeah! You say I can't even be mad at that. But you said getting back into like when we initially tried this interview, we was talking about the whole Zion Williamson thing.
Yeah.
And before we get there, he said since we last talked, you said Ja Morant has been, you said he's gotten his punishment, 25 games.
Yeah.
Do you think that is fair given the circumstance?
I think if you play dumb games, you win dumb prizes.
Right.
No, I guess
on
that it was a toy gun.
Mm-hmm.
You already know you were just in hot water for a real gun. You should stay the fuck far away from guns as you possibly can, toy, fake, or otherwise. You know what I mean? You kind of got.
I think that personally that was bullshit. Because if it was a toy gun, you'd have said that day.
Yeah.
Not waited a week.
Yeah. I think that was bullshit too. But play dumb games, get dumb prizes.
I mean, you're right, because you said at the end of the day, the NDA is a business.
Yeah.
You said you sign a morality clause. You said in your contract because you said you are a role model, and these kids are looking at you. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm gonna sit there and it's gonna sound kind of contradictory, which I think this is the thing that got Boosie out, because he was also seen on Instagram Live with a gun on him, and he's not supposed to have. He's a felon, not supposed to have a gun.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he wasn't in commission of a crime. It could have been a movie set he was on. Me personally, I think that's probably the thing that got Boosie out. I don't know personally, but this is just my guess from being on the outside looking in with using limited research. You know what I mean? So what do you think the difference is between the Ja Morant situation and the Boosie situation?
Boosie's a felon.
Mm-hmm.
Boosie he ain't under that clause. Boosie probably got, I mean, I would imagine their lawyers are just as good, and then at the same time, Boosie name is in a whole bunch of other shit. A lot of times they like to pull you in just to keep that eye on you. You know what I mean? They'll let you go and then they on your ass. So it could be a whole bunch of variables in it, but something definitely ain't right though. Something definitely ain't.
I mean, something's not passing the mustard. You do. Yeah.
Something's fishy here, man. I mean, what's the boy name right now? They hollering at the same situation with Quando Rondo and Boosie. Right. And Young Thug. Quando Rondo got their RICO case, and they allowed him to get a bond. Ain't no bond in a RICO case.
No.
That's like one of the worst crimes you could have, according to the feds, but they let them bond out. So why they ain't give Young Thug that say? I think it's a whole bigger ball of wax than what, you know what I mean, with what's going on behind the scenes.
Right. You said even with the Young Thug thing, they're sitting there basically using his lyrics against him.
Yeah.
Now I've heard some excerpts from the complaints and everything, and the shit he's talking about kind of coincides to the shit he's being charged with. So I mean, it's like one thing I love to talk about is like this thing where you said motherfuckers like it's one thing to glorify street mentality, but it's another thing to self-snitch.
Yeah, they telling on themselves.
It's like, so who can you really be mad at if you out here self-snitching?
Yeah, like the what's the name? YMW Melly or whatever his name is. Yeah. But I thought they recently just said that they couldn't use lyrics in your raps no more in court. Did they just?
I think they might have passed it in New York, but you said like the whole YSL RICO stuff, that's in Atlanta. And
that's in Atlanta. Yeah.
They covered for all of it.
Yeah, and it was a lot of interesting things behind the scene with that. I don't remember if we talked about it last time. As far as them boys own a lot of property there in Georgia, and once that happened, they come and take the property back, and now they done sold it off to so they could build Amazon on some of that property.
Yep, that's unfortunate because at the end of the day, because you're not at the end of your trial. You said so you still innocent until proven guilty, but you said they seizing your assets and you said just take it, which, like I said, government they on some crazy stuff, my boy.
It's a dirty game out there, man. It's a dirty game. But and just think about this though. These are well off, fairly well in the game people who are playing a minor version of the game of what we look at these politicians and shit do every day. The politicians like on these guys, those are the real gangsters.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a double sided law, and I just think that I don't think it's necessarily a color thing. I think it's a finance thing.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You can pay your way out of some cases, but you know if you ain't got that kind of action, it goes all the way across the board. You know,
I've said that for years, especially when it came to like figures like R. Kelly. You think it's like we saw the tape. That wasn't your brother, nigga. You think like let's keep
man, listen, man. I mean, man, listen. I know. I mean, what was the thing that James O'Keefe just caught the one boy from BlackRock saying on camera the other day? Shit, $10,000 to buy you a politician.
Yeah.
Man, I know a lawyer in Reno, Nevada said if we give him $30,000 a month, we could do what the fuck we want to do. That's what the law costs in Reno, Nevada, 30 bands, and he was talking about bodies and all. He's like, y'all can sell out 30,000, y'all do whatever y'all want.
I mean, and it's crazy. I mean, it's because, like I said, because some of these lawyers, I mean, they know the law and know how to the loopholes and stuff that well. I mean, they can, like you just said, make anything happen.
Man, listen, what a motherfucker fail to realize about a lot of that shit is that a lot of these dudes grew up together. They came up in the same colleges together. I mean, when it comes to public defender and district attorney, they get cut a check from the same office. Right. You know the gang. We hear who you got over there in your bracket. Let us get him. We'll cut this guy loose, but we really want him. You know what I mean? Right. That makes deals with people's lives every day. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because, like I said, we're circling back on you saying the multiple things. Like, because even with that right there, he's like, because the charges were dropped on the mother and the son in the Chicago case. You said, but and everybody's like, oh, well, he followed him out the store. You saying and still shot him in the back. Every other story they play on, you said in Chicago news is a cop doing that same shit. Mm-hmm. Do you know how you can say right, left, Republican, Democrat, you say like whatever. People would have lost their shit. As many cops have done that exact same shit in Chicago. Use it and got off if they prosecuted that woman and her child. And then on top of that shit, the 14-year-old had already graduated high school. You would tell you he was a damn near a fucking genius.
Yeah.
At 14. Mother never had damn near more than a speeding ticket, and she was licensed to carry. People would have lost their shit in Chicago, for real, for real.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's just like sometimes, like certain cases, you'll get sympathy. You see, like the sympathy let off. Just like when the Black Lives Matter was sitting there tearing up their own cities, which once again I do not agree with. You said I'm all for the First Amendment, peaceful protesting. You said actually doing some shit. You said it's going to get some shit done, but tearing up your own city is it's your tax dollars are going back in to fucking repair that, and you still didn't get your point across. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just like when you said with the people to sit there was like, well, if that black person just complied, you said he wouldn't have got shot by the police. But then when you don't realize that your own fucking tax dollars are going to pay for these wrongful death suits, but you back the blue, but they're using your tax dollars while they out here being gangbangers with badges. But nobody had that conversation.
Yeah, oh yeah, and it's a real one now. You know what I mean? Like they really have gangs inside the police organizations. You know what I mean? Out there and man, they try to put a hurt on people every day, just like a regular gang member. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, LA is notorious for it. Chicago, New York. You had the New York police throwing up their signs.
Yep. And see, like, me being a Southern guy, I don't even want to go to New York at this point. You saying like I just heard that song by that girl Scarlett. She said, "What the fuck I look like telling a nigga good morning, bitch? If you can't say good morning, I don't want to be nowhere near where you at."
Man, that shit is out of control right now. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, Dub. They got. It seems like they just. I mean, to me, I feel like they letting all these cities get out of control, like Chicago and New York and Frisco. Just order out of chaos. They're gonna let these niggas run wild enough. Then they're gonna come in and put the big hammer down, the big boom. You know, martial law, National Guard, and all that shit. And they're gonna be under curfews and all kind of stupid shit. To me, that it's a setup. Like basically, you done decriminalize everything and gave these niggas the green light to live lawless. You know what I mean? So to me, they giving these motherfuckers a rope to hang themselves with.
Yeah.
You give a nigga an inch, they want a goddamn mile.
Yeah. It's just like, because at the end of the day, because like I said, like people bring up Chicago all the time, and it's like, nigga, we don't own no planes. We don't own no ships to bring the guns and drugs and shit in. You say y'all motherfuckers, like you just said, it's a setup. Y'all bringing that shit in to have us kill each other. So you can give middle American, Wyoming white folks something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Look, they can't even be around each other without killing each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's gonna be the argument all the time, man. And you know, you're right. You know, the situation is definitely not an internal one. You know what I mean? When you frequent that area, you know that they'll come outside in the alley and it'll be a case of guns, a crate of guns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's in the alley. Another couple blocks over where they don't get along, they got a crate of guns too. Who could afford to magically just drop crates of guns up and down Chicago alleys?
Nobody. Not them anyway.
Give these dudes the heads up when the trains come through and what train. It might be 100, 200, 300 trains coming through there. How these dudes know which one to hit? They got all the ammunition and shit on them.
Yeah, see, I was seeing a story out of Southern California like that, where they was hitting them trains, like for guns and stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about they was hitting them joints where the train was moving. Yeah, Chicago. You know, they like me and my my baby mama used to live not too far from a train yard there, and man, that saying I got it off the train or it fell off the train. That's a real man. I used to have so many merchandise cats that go right to the train yard, but they got it's like a big ass yard, so they got tracks and tracks and hundreds of cars and cars and cars. Mm-hmm. These California motherfuckers, they was hitting the train when it was like going through the neighborhoods and shit. You know what I mean? I said, yeah, they don't give a damn.
That's some ballsy shit, but that's one thing that like people they sometimes lose what's really going on, because they tell black people like, oh, you weren't around during slavery, so you and your family shouldn't get reparations. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, nigger. Said. Do you realize black people are the epitome of pick yourself up by your bootstraps? Whether there's a will, there's a way. We're gonna find some way to do it. It don't matter if it's legal or illegal. We're gonna find a way to make something happen.
My crooked book, goddammit. We go, man. They gave us the worst part of the pig. What them niggas did? Turned it into chitlins.
Yep.
You feel me? Resilient. You know what I mean? Even when you don't got a boot and you just got a strap, we're gonna find a way to get the boot.
Yeah, and it's like,
and what they're not understanding is that even though that it's a generational curse. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like the country was still built on the backs of slaves. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't only just black slaves. You know what I mean? They had we was supposed to be the slaves, but they also had indentured service. You had white Irishmen who were here who was under the same conditions. You had Chinese people who were here who were under the same conditions. The Native Americans. You know what I mean? I feel like the country was built on their backs. And you know what I mean? Like some people, by choice, some people by force. But that shit is ridiculous to me for people to be so self-centered and so ignorant and arrogant that they think people should just get over it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It don't work that way. They don't work like that.
Right. It's like one of those type of things is like they tell black people to get over it, but we're all supposed to come together, like I said, after 9/11, which we did, and we took it to their ass, but you never forget. You said that was a stain on this country, period. You know what I'm saying? Just like unfortunately slavery it was a stain on this country. And you said, yeah, we got through it, but if anybody, if you think that Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation because he liked black people, I got some oceanfront property in Idaho I want to sell you.
Man, out of his own mouth, he said that if he could figure out a way to keep slaves there, to keep slavery legal, and still, the Industrial Revolution was taking place and everything had moved to the north. You know what I mean? and all that shit that was flying down south. They had machinerized that shit. So he seen what was going on. And he said, out his own mouth, if he could find a way to still keep motherfuckers as slaves and make this shit work, he would have. He didn't give a damn about.
Right, and let's keep it a buck. You saying, okay, now you got all these people that are free. Now that you saying they're coming with social security cards and birth certificates and shit like that. Okay, these are tax ID numbers. More motherfuckers we can tax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we gonna get some money out your asses. I mean, they played us with that shit just like they played the women when they brought the women, and when the women was fighting for their equal rights and shit, and they was like, okay, well, let's hire them into the workforce. Rockefeller says, shit, we missing half of the fight. We missing half of the population. Now let these broads work. We need a too. Now we can indoctrinate their kids while they at school 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, these are conversations that motherfuckers don't want to have. You said
they are clear away from these. They rather talk about the BET awards and shit.
It's like speaking of the BET Award, we're just gonna touch on it briefly. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Busta Rhymes for the Lifetime Achievement Award. You deserve that, my guy. You said moving on.
All right, Bus. Yeah, shout out to Bus, man. Bus is a legend, man. That to me, that Bus is like the epitome of hip hop. Like, he ain't compromised himself. He always been that, and even in his old age, he still moved with grace, and he still moved like, he command a certain amount of respect, and he keep his head up, and he has just like this vibrant. He Bus, man. He deserve all of that, and that chain he had, sheesh.
I mean, I don't know if that's a kilo or is that a double kilo. I don't know. That thing huge.
10 piece got around his neck. I seen a video on TikTok of when the jeweler dude presented it to him. And I said, shit, that Bus must be still getting that bag. He got royalty.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That motherfucker, look, that motherfucker costs a lot of money.
Oh yeah, definitely. You said this. I'm probably using no less than $250,000.
Man, no less. Just for the craftsmanship.
I think I'm lowball.
I wonder how many carats is in that motherfucker.
I don't know, but it's nice. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but like I said, like certain people will sit there and say, "Oh, well, you could do other things with your money and blah 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 blah, this that and the third." You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you see all these billionaires, they spend $5, $10, $15 million on these jets, but can't fly them. So what the fuck is you talking about Busta and his chain for?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wanted to do with his money.
Yeah. Because niggas always gonna have something to say. Somebody gonna have something to say about something. Man. That's just the nature of the beast, man.
Right. I mean, like I said, it's crazy all around the board. You see, so what do you got coming up? You said here in the near future for your own self.
Oh man, we still shooting heroin now, and I got a minimal role in this episode right here because my character in the last episode got shot up. So right now he hiding in California, just trying to recuperate and recover and shit. He'll be back in the next episode a little bit more tougher. I got about 5 comedy shows coming up. Funny Cuz Friday on the 7th, and then I got something with Andrew Bryant after that on the 7th. We got Detroit on the 22nd. We got Pennsylvania on the 29th.
Okay.
I just did a show last night with Gene Miller and Taylor Whaler. Shout out to them on another Andrew Bryant show. It's called 10 Dumbass Questions, like a game show format. It was pretty cool. So we did that last night, man. I've just been trying to keep busy, man. Keep busy.
That's what's up. I actually just had Gene Miller on my show. You said not too long ago, man. You said shout out to your brother Gene Miller. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Yeah, you said it's like we was chopping it up, and it's like, I mean, it was funny. You said what we was talking about. It was like one thing that I was talking about, because like social media is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's these spam accounts, which I'm pretty sure are probably dudes, but they're stealing these Instagram models' pictures and they OnlyFans images and content and stuff like, and they're reselling these shit to dumbass niggas in the DMs.
Man, listen, man. I was just talking to somebody about that right before we went on the air. I said, listen, man, that's not a woman. That's probably some African somewhere ready to hack you and me, ready to take every bit of advantage. Like, I think that that shit is so rampant right now. Like, that's just terrible. That's the best hustle you can come up with, is scamming people out their shit. I don't have no type of scammers.
It's just funny to me because you like what I've been doing is like I've been accepting all you send friend requests like on Instagram because I'm like compiling together using like a whole like exposing IG models like type of video. That's what I'm actually working on.
Yeah.
And it's like I get the same pictures every day. You said from different accounts. And he's like, I was like, you do realize I just got that same picture from somebody else. Oh, that's somebody stealing my content.
Yeah.
Okay, I will play along with it. You said, like,
yeah, I waste my time on it, man. I be taking, man, listen, I give him a 20, 30-minute conversation. I play dumb. Hey, hold on. Man, you waste my time, I'm gonna waste your time too.
I mean, because it is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You like some people, like my Uncle Bill always says, some niggas hunt, some niggas fish. This is what I do. This shit, because that shit is entertaining as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. You'd be surprised how many cats that shit work on though. They're making some money here.
But like, it obviously works on bunches of motherfuckers for the sick. Was it a Bad Baby? $52 million on OnlyFans? Who like you simp ass niggas literally ran this girl bag up $52 million?
And wasn't that like in 24 hours or some shit?
Well, I mean, something like that. But you said like
who was it that as soon as they turned 18 years old and they set up their OnlyFans account, that shit was like something $1 million overnight?
It was the same girl, but you said the $50-something million, that was over a span of time. But I think she had over 20 million subscribers within that 24 hours or something like that.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That means you motherfuckers been watching her since she was a little girl, waiting for her turn. These niggas nasty.
I mean, like that to me, that's like Marcus Houston nasty.
Sitting there with the Birdman hands, like, as soon as the clock hit midnight.
That shit is both. I mean, like I said, once she turned 18, she's of legal age. But to me, that's just weird. I've got a 19-year-old daughter. I've got a daughter that's about to turn 18. That's weird to me.
Yeah. That's like, different strokes for different folks, man. You niggas is weird.
You said what you call it? You remember back in the day when the comedian Lil Duval did that parody interview with R. Kelly? He was like, I'll send it to you after we get off the air because this shit is
I can't catch that one.
And he was like, because Lil Duval was asking R. Kelly fakely, he was like, so you got 19-year-old friends. He's like, and you 40. What the fuck y'all gonna talk about? Wild on Wednesday?
Right. I mean, what would that conversation consist of?
I don't know. And it's like, and I hate it when like Nick Cannon tried to justify it. It was like, well, mentally he's not there, and saying like so he feels more comfortable, talking to a younger girl, than to an older woman. I was like, dude, do you know not realize that it's ready to open the doors, and you said now we've already got motherfucking minor attracted persons coming up, but it's fucking rhetoric like that sits there and opens the door for that bullshit. So no. Let me catch you talking to my baby. I'll watch how crack your ass.
Man, get off of your shit.
See?
And that's another thing that's running rampant right now too, is that whole. I mean, I don't know if you've seen over the weekend, they had all these people marching and shit with no clothes on, and they penises out, and they cheering. We hear, we another word that rhyme with here. We coming for your kids. Like, hey, what? Like, you're that blatant, and then if you have an opinion against it, or if you say call it for what it is, now you are anti this, or you are hate crime, or I seen somebody out there praying while they was having a march. They took the dude who was praying to jail for praying.
I saw that.
Could you imagine that? Like, what? Okay, you got all these grown ass men with their penises out in front of these kids. What happened to indecent exposure?
Right.
If me or you right now get caught pissing in the alley, we gonna have to register.
Yep.
But what is this? These people out here flashing their cocks to these kids. These kids is here, these dudes, and these people are doing like all this crazy wild shit. Like, that shit is a problem, brother.
But it's crazy because you see like heterosexual people going to the Mardi Gras, they running down on men and women and they getting locked the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just that whole, I believe everybody has a right to live the way they want to, but leave the kids out of it.
Yep.
Start trying to put this. Man, I've seen a video of what they showing kids in their classrooms today. They showing these kids with these robots just having the wildest sex. I'm talking about the robot was spinning around on the dude's dick and doing upside down splits, and they showing that to the kids on the projector in class.
That is insane.
In class, you know what I mean? Like, but I have my thoughts on that too because not too long ago, a bunch of these people started going down. I think we touched on this in the last time. Um, these dudes started going down for all these weird cases. I told my wife about 4 or 5 years ago, I said, watch, they're going to start normalizing this and they're going to start making the laws less and less strict because a lot of these high-ranking, high-profile people then got caught up in this.
Yep.
So now they want to make it, it's not so bad. It's rare. No, it is that bad. And I hope all y'all motherfuckers get the death sentence. Do like they're doing over in Russia. Chemically castrate their asses.
It's like we said, we have no hate for anybody. You saying like if you want to sit there, you want to profess your love to trees. Hey, do your thing, but leave the babies alone.
Yeah, leave it alone. Like, man, I mean, even to the point, like places like California, they going above what they going above what your parents. Like, okay, well, you know what? If you don't tend to your kid wanting to have a gender change, we're gonna physically remove the kid from your house, allow them to have the gender change, then we're gonna put you in jail. So you gonna supersede my decisions as the parental parent?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, and any fool can see where that's heading. I mean, they fueling the prison pipeline with the parents who they taking to jail, and then they got the other agenda with the kids who they getting.
Yep.
And it's disgusting. Like they like really doing it.
Exactly. It's just like I something just for the life of me, I just do not understand. And then again, it's not for me to understand. All I know is I'm supposed to stand 10 toes down, live by my morals and my values and stuff like that, and instill them into my children.
Yep.
Now, whichever way you decide to go, that's on you. But you're not gonna say you didn't get these lessons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't make it to 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? You being stupid.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have the same knowledge and information using that I was able to obtain plus some. So like that shit that you're trying to push on us, I'm not going for. I'm not going at gunpoint.
Yeah, knowledge is everything, man, and and it all starts in the house. You know what I mean? Like it all starts with a proper upbringing. A lot of these, you look at the characteristics in the way that these, I don't know if they're Generation Z's or whatever these new motherfuckers is that think it's 57 genders and 57 like that's to me it's a lack of information being taught at school. It's a complete detachment from like the prior generation. It's like something in the middle somewhere went haywire, and now all these kids are depressed and confused.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, for what this country is gonna look like the next generation, because man, there's some predators out there, man. Again, I'm talking about other countries, and they see and smell weakness.
I mean, it's right. I was actually in a dark humor group on Facebook, and it was a meme of I think Peter Griffin from Family Guy. And he was sitting in the electric chair. He said, "Prosecuted for being heterosexual in 2030."
Basically,
I was just like, "That's not really a far stretch."
I mean, it seems like it's not. Like it's almost about to be a crime. I mean, and like I said, if you want to call yourself a goddamn light pole, that's fine. But you're not going to have me call you a light pole, and I know you're a grown ass man.
Right.
You expect me to accept your gaslighting and stoop to your level of craziness. You don't have a period. You don't ovulate. You ain't getting no breast milk. Ain't none of that shit about to happen. If I know it's not going to happen, you're not going to label me the bad guy for not stooping to your level of craziness. Because that's where we
use it. Because I'll pander to the imagination of children.
Yeah.
My son, you said at one point in time he thought he was Spider-Man. You said, hey, just like any father, when you say have a child, you say, yes, son, you're Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But you said, nigga, you 30, nigga, knock it off.
I mean, point to where now you have a lot of places that's trying to pass laws to where if you mispronoun these people, they're gonna label you a hate crime and they're gonna try to give you like 5 years in jail.
Mm-hmm.
for not giving these people the right pronouns. Do you know how much power they have right now, bro? They just flew the LGBTQ flag over the American flag at the White House. That's a crime.
Yep.
That's a crime. I go to show you what's really going on right there in the whole little the native that they pushing, and it's this shit is just wild, bro. I can't even believe the things that are going on in the country and in the world right now. So blatant, bro.
Right, and the crazy thing, they sit there, they want to call us phobic or you saying bigoted. You can say like, no, you said a motherfucker that don't like me because I'm black is bigoted. Yeah. You said because I don't agree with your lifestyle. That's because I don't agree with your lifestyle.
Yeah, and I have my right to, I have my right to. I seen something in the paper today, or not in the paper, in an article. It was a trans man. Mm-hmm. So it was a man who was in the female bathroom. Mm-hmm. A man came here to clean the female bathroom up as the janitor. This motherfucker gonna say, and the man came in the bathroom, and I was just so uncomfortable. So when you came in the bathroom and you felt uncomfortable because it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is bananas. And then there was another thing I seen too that just kind of like threw me all the way off. So the guy's doing an interview on the streets, interviewing people, and he was interviewing a trans. So the dude say, okay, well, you identify as a woman. He was like, well, I identify as a white male. So well, you can't do that. Why not? Because it don't work with race. He's like, but you can identify as a woman, but you're a man. I am a woman. Okay, well, I'm white. It doesn't work that way. Is that the pot calling the kettle black? Like, let's not be hypocrites about shit.
I mean, like you said, let's take it a step further. I dare you to go into your nearest Chase Bank and say, excuse me, I identify as a millionaire. Can you run me my money?
Yeah, they gonna grab you some already. they got something for you.
It's like, but you said like they try to use all these quirks and anecdotes, and it's like, and it's so absolute this way, but it's so fluid that way. But it's like, because it was funny because like we had Rachel Dolezal, you said, who identified as black, and you said it was funny like to me because you said was it D.L. Hughley said no? Chris Rock said everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
Yeah, yeah. Man, listen, man, that shit just drives me crazy right now, man. And like I said, even people from that community is getting tired of that shit. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I feel like the LGBT thing was cool. You know what I mean? The people been around, but then I feel like they got hijacked by the other communities who got more nefarious means. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers, you ain't never seen let's have regular gay people, lesbian or homosexual people having book time in the school. But as soon as these other T's and these other motherfuckers, they want to show up to the school dressed like a 6 foot, 7 foot tall dragon demon bitch half naked, popping their shit in front of kids. And now now the MAPs want to get involved in that. And now you got the regular LGBT people saying, who in the fuck even invited these guys to the party? They're making us look bad and we getting tired of the shit.
Right, because I was actually listening to some people because reactions from when they had the little pride thing at the White House. Yeah. And you said like the one person that got kicked out because you said I guess they were a trans woman. They was a man, but then became a woman or whatever, and decided to go topless with the trans men.
Yeah.
It was I'm like, hey, if that's what you want to do, and you say in your own personal thing, why are you assholes at the fucking White House with your fucking shirts off?
Well, I mean, where's the class in that? Where's the and then they have that whole big agenda, that whole big argument, even the divide and conquer is in that community too, because you have motherfuckers that use the word cis. Mm-hmm. And I had to look the shit up. I don't follow that shit, so I had to look at why is everybody so mad about the cis? You know what a cis is? Mm-hmm. So the cis is just a natural woman. Mm-hmm. So when they refer to she's cisgender, that's offensive to, according to biological women, that's offensive to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They don't want to be called. Just call me a woman. Don't call me no cis nothing. Call me original fucking ass woman. Don't put me in your fucking categories of fucking pronouns and nouns and all that bullshit. I'm a woman. sis is that's why the boy Elon Musk just says sis is gonna be a hate term on Twitter.
I'm not necessarily mad at that.
Yeah, I'm not neither because why are you? I mean, you're a man saying that you're more of a woman than a regular woman.
Mm-hmm.
How do that fucking work?
Right. You said it's like I've literally because like I said, the way my platform is, my platform is open up to everybody. I want to get some trans people on my platform because I want to ask these questions.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna let you. You said duck and dodge and bullshit around. No, you said like no. I need
answers.
Concrete acts. You said I need answers. You know what I'm saying? So maybe somebody else could understand because basically we listen to the media. All we can really do is speculate because we're getting a skewed agenda from the left and from the right. No, I want you tell me what this shit means. Just like they get mad at that one guy, he goes to trans go like, what is a woman? And they get mad as fuck. But no, I really wanted it. Hey, give me a fuck answer.
He be tearing their asses up. They don't never have no good rebuttal for him. He be like, and he be so nonchalant with it, like, well, yes or no. Like, well, can you tell me what is? Well, this is, and they never ever have a straight answer because, and what pisses me off is they want people to subscribe to their delusion. You know what I mean? You want me to call you a cat, and I know you're a fucking human.
Right.
You're not gonna make me crazy like you are, and I'm not gonna be able to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be able to. I respect.
Like one of the biggest questions I want to ask is you said, okay, you're suffering from gender dysphoria. To me, gender dysphoria, that you said now you're talking about mental illness. So why the fuck are we parading and you said championing your mental illness instead of trying to get you fucking help?
Right. And you can see some of these people are clearly deranged. Like there's a guy on Twitter, on TikTok, I forget what his name is, but he gives me Wild Bill vibes, man. But he puts the lotion on his skin, like he was like, I want you to act for me. I want you to meditate. And like his makeup is all fucked up and his lipstick be up. And man, he's like influencer, like, but he's the fucking man. Some of these people you could tell they're not there mentally. You know what I mean? And a lot of them people are sneaking in under that wave and they being protected under the same acts and privileges that some of the motherfuckers who don't mean no harm is being protected by. You know, you got a lot of predators blending in with that shit.
Right, but you said it doesn't help them, but like when you think about it coming from the right, like this whole controversy about the Dylan Mulvaney thing, you said with the Bud Light thing. I've never, for one, I don't drink Bud Light anyway. For two, I've never drank a beer and wanted to suck a dick. So, so I wouldn't fuck what you put on that motherfucker. You said.
You know, another thing that I hate to see is coming though, but you can kind of see the way that it's being set up. Mm-hmm. So for a long time, the certain people wanted to have a civil war between blacks and whites.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a civil war between straights and others.
I can actually see that
because these people are aggressive. They storming capitals. They assaulting people. These are men dressed like women who are still men.
Yep.
So they still have that. Some of them might still have alpha male mentalities. They still got the strength of a man because that's what the fuck they are. And I'm gonna just say it like this: they labeled anybody who supported Donald Trump national terrorists for less than this. They wasn't attacking nobody. They wasn't going around if you disagreed or if you held a Jesus sign, tearing your Jesus sign up and slapping you and spitting on you and assaulting you. The thing that these people are doing, they should be damn near in the hate crime group. They should be with the Nazis and the KKK, in my opinion, because that's what they're going around. Okay, January 6th motherfuckers stormed the Capitol. The motherfuckers just stormed the Capitol in Minnesota. The LGBTQ community, they did the same shit, damn near worse, and ain't nobody got a slap on the wrist.
Yep. I mean, of course, the same motherfuckers, the same. They did that shit in Wisconsin during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, going back to like the Black Lives Matter motherfuckers sitting there tearing up these cities. You know what I'm saying? Destroying people's property. Like all you assholes, y'all are domestic terrorists. Period. I don't
cuff them all up equally. Man. I mean, should nobody be above the law, no matter. None of that shit is your class, your race, your none of that. If you breaking the law, cuff their ass up all the same. Give them the same penalties.
And then, like you said, like it's before we get up out of here, we said we're gonna touch on this last little thing. You said just like though we were still talking about the LGBTQIA plus community. I call them the alphabet community because I don't want to miss a letter and get canceled. So I just call them the alphabet.
Hey, what you think will happen if they run out of letters?
I got nothing, brother. You semicolon backspace. You said period.
Yeah.
But you like a lot of people were sitting there like, well, how could you guys let you send that biological man into that jail in New Jersey? This is what the fuck you niggas asked for. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
It was like, well, you said that trans woman raped raped those women. No, the fuck he didn't. Them women was lifers. You said they knew a dick was in there.
Get in there, man. He played y'all asses. The guy, what did he get? Like 8 people pregnant?
Something like that. That I was like, come on, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen, my guy? Come on.
Listen, man, that shit is out of control right now, Dub. I swear. So every morning when I look through my news feed and look through the news and what's going on, I feel like I'm being punked. Like Ashton Kutcher finna come out like, we just bullshitting. No. Like every day I feel like I'm being punked.
I mean, it feels like that though. I'm not even gonna have to.
Happened.
You said before we get up out of here, man. You said you've been awesome, brother. I'm glad we got to. You said link back up and do this again. You said give everybody your socials before we get up out of here.
Oh, all right, man. Shoot, my Facebook right now, I ain't in jail, so you better act now. Michael Bradley. My Instagram is grape_vine_grape_216. It's grapevine grape216_216 between all of that. My TikTok is Bradley Kid. And thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you. Sorry we kept missing each other. Busy cats, man. I mean,
it is what it is. You busy, I'm busy. You saying like, dude, we out here trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I gotta keep grinding, support this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He's the big one too. He look like he eat a lot. He beefy.
He do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, house to feed.
He order everything on the menu, but thank you, please come again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's what's up, though. Thank you for having me again, though, brother, man. And hopefully we can do this shit again sometime, man. And
hell yeah, you said when some more current events and some major topics come on, I know who to call because it's gonna be a fun time. You know what I'm talking about?
Man, all the time.
Well, anyway, man, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you don't miss another video. Without further ado, I love you. Lil Dub loves you. Uncle Grape loves you. We out of here, man. Peace.
The boy Dub Deuce in the building.